Your phone buzzes in your pocket, you reach for it immediately. Nothing, no message, no call, no notification of any kind. You check the screen twice just to be sure. It was completely still the whole time. You could have sworn you felt it vibrate. You tell yourself it was static, a muscle twitch, nothing worth thinking about. But the real answer is far stranger than that, because this exact experience has a name, a measurable rate of occurrence, and a growing body of research trying to explain why your own nervous system keeps lying to you. It's called phantom vibration syndrome, and it might be one of the clearest windows we have into how quickly the human brain rewires itself around a piece of technology. Start with the numbers. In 2010, researcher Michelle Drouin at Indiana University Purdue University surveyed college students about this exact sensation. The results surprised even the researchers. Nearly 90% of participants reported feeling their phone vibrate when it hadn't. Not once, regularly. Some described it happening multiple times a week. Think about that number for a moment. This isn't a rare glitch affecting a handful of anxious people. It's close to universal among phone users, which raises an obvious question. Why would your body invent a sensation that isn't there? The answer starts with a part of your brain most people have never heard of, the somatosensory cortex. This is the region responsible for processing physical sensations across your entire body: touch, pressure, temperature, and yes, vibration. Here's the twist: your somatosensory cortex doesn't just wait passively for real signals to arrive. It's constantly predicting what it expects to feel next, based on patterns you've trained it on. And if you carry a phone in your pocket for years, checking it dozens or even hundreds of times a day, you've trained that region relentlessly. It has learned with extraordinary precision exactly what a real vibration feels like, exactly where on your body to expect it, and exactly how urgent that sensation should feel. So when a random muscle twitch happens in the same spot, or your clothing shifts slightly, or a nerve simply fires on its own for no external reason, your brain has a decision to make in a fraction of a second. Is this nothing, or is this the pattern I've been trained to detect? More often than you'd expect, your brain guesses wrong, and it guesses toward the phone. Psychologist David Laramie, who studied this phenomenon in depth, described it less as a hallucination and more as a misfire in an otherwise highly efficient prediction system. Your brain isn't broken. It's actually working exactly as intended. It's just been trained on a signal that shows up so often, it now jumps the gun. This is where the research gets genuinely uncomfortable, because the frequency of phantom vibrations tracks closely with something specific, not how often your phone actually rings, how much you check it. Philosopher and technology researcher Robert Rosenberger, who has written extensively on how devices reshape human perception, described this as a kind of embodied habit. Your phone doesn't just live in your pocket. Over enough repetition, it becomes woven into how your body interprets sensation itself, the same way a driver eventually stops consciously thinking about braking and just feels the car respond. The difference is, a car doesn't make you flinch in a meeting or interrupt a conversation or pull your hand toward your pocket 40 times a day for nothing. Now here's the counterintuitive part. Phantom vibrations aren't actually a sign that something is wrong with you. Researchers who study this, including psychologist Larry Rosen, have found they correlate more with how deeply integrated a device is into your daily attention than with anxiety or any clinical condition. In other words, this isn't a personal weakness. It's what happens to any nervous system that spends years on high alert for a specific external signal. Soldiers report phantom radio static. New parents report phantom baby cries and the sound of running water. Air traffic controllers report hearing radio chatter that was never transmitted. Your brain doesn't distinguish between important enough to hallucinate and unimportant. It only tracks one thing. How often and how urgently have I been trained to respond to this exact signal? For most of human history, that training applied to real threats. A rustle in the grass, a shift in shadow. Now it applies just as easily to a small rectangle of glass in your pocket, because your brain doesn't know the difference between evolutionary survival and a group chat notification. It only knows repetition and urgency. And your phone has been providing both thousands of times a month for years. Here's the modern mirror in all of this. You live in an era that explains almost everything about your body. You know why you sneeze. You know why you blink. You know why your stomach growls. And yet the next time your pocket buzzes with nothing inside it, you'll probably reach for it anyway, the same way you did the last 100 times. Not because you're anxious, not because something is wrong with you, because somewhere along the way, your own nervous system quietly decided this signal mattered enough to start predicting it before it happens. That's not a flaw. It's proof of how fast and how completely a habit can rewrite the way your body experiences the world around it. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. You reach for it immediately. But now you know the vibration you felt wasn't a malfunction, and it wasn't in your imagination either. It was your own brain working exactly as designed, quietly announcing just how much of your attention it has already learned to expect.